Turns out sometimes the best way to reach kids is through the celebrities they admire. And that is especially true for youngsters who have been bullied. When they hear how their favorite film star or performer also faced bullying, but somehow got through it. Some strategies and suggestions from kids' heroes are compiled in this book, From Loser to Legend, How 60-Plus Celebrities Survived and Thrived After Bullying. Its author is therapist Patricia Stahl, and Patricia joins us now live. Hey, thanks so much for being here with us. Tell us how hearing from some of the world's biggest celebrities can help youngsters overcome the trauma of bullying.
Well, I think just knowing that people they admire so much have been bullied kind of takes the stigma away for these kids. They don't feel quite as weird if The Rock, for instance, was bullied, or Taylor Swift was bullied. So it normalizes the experience of bullying.
Now, who are some of the, you mentioned a couple just there, who are some of the celebrities most notable in your book, and what were their experiences?
Oof, so many. Elon Musk was bullied so badly for being different that he was had to be hospitalized. Eminem was bullied and got a concussion from it. Some of these are obviously physical abuse, and others were just teased. George Clooney, for instance, had Bell's palsy for quite a while. I think it was his senior year, and so his face was half paralyzed, and they called him Frankenstein, and he told the media that he was, that was the worst time of his life, really. And it goes on and on. Like I said, more than 60. Chris Rock made a good point. He said that if you put all the successful people you know in a room and you ask them how many of them were bullied, almost everybody would raise their hand.
Mm-hmm. And you're a therapist, so you have some interesting strategies for parents who are helping their bullied children.
Yeah. First of all, listen to the kids. It's very painful, both emotionally and physically, to be bullied. And a lot of parents kind of just blow it off. Or in the old days, when my sons were growing up, I would hear, "Oh, boys will be boys." That's not so true anymore. You don't hear that very much, probably because of the school shootings, and something like 75% of kids who do the school shootings were bullied. But the most important thing, I think, is to actually talk to them and listen and hear their pain. But the best advice for any kid, or any adult for that matter, who's being bullied, is to not let the bully know that this is affecting you. So if kids cannot cry, cannot get angry, if parents can kind of role play with their kids, where they say mean things to the kids and the kids just act like no big deal, then you take the wind out of the sails of those bullies. It's no fun for them if the kids aren't going to react.
Mm-hmm. And bullying really isn't just about children. I mean, some of the trauma from childhood stays with us well into adulthood. Not that I remember Richard Schumacher punching me in the nose with both of my hands on the handlebars of my bicycle.
Exactly. The memory doesn't go away. And in my practice, I work a whole lot with people with social anxiety. And that's difficulty being around other people. And so many of those clients were bullied as kids, and they remember everything that was said to them. And, you know, the results of bullying for both kids and adults can be anxiety, depression, difficulty with relationships, shame. Shame is the worst one, I think, and the shame is what leads to the social anxiety. So these adults avoid situations where they're going to meet people who they think might tease them or think badly of them, and they sometimes become people pleasers because they feel like every relationship is tenuous and they have to be perfect in order to keep people around them, and their relationships are just difficult because they can't trust. You know, I think of one client who comes to mind right now, and you talk about how you remember that experience. He was teased for having skinny legs, and he's now in his early 40s. He will not wear shorts to this day for fear that someone will think he has skinny legs. So those effects are long-lasting.
Wow. The book is From Loser to Legend, How 60-Plus Celebrities Survived and Thrived After Bullying. Patricia Stahl, thanks so much for your insight this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me.